You eat clean, you cut out sugar, you count every calorie, and yet that belly fat still clings tighter every month. The jeans that used to fit now pinch at the waist, and no matter how much you walk, lift, or diet, it seems like your body has stopped listening. It's frustrating because you're doing everything right. You eat better than ever, but your body feels like it's working against you. Here's the truth: most women aren't told. This isn't about willpower, and it's not about calories. During menopause, your body changes the rules. What used to work in your 30s no longer works now because your hormones, especially insulin and cortisol, are running the show. These two powerful hormones control whether your body burns fat or stores it, and when they're out of rhythm, they trap fat right where you don't want it. Around your middle, think of insulin as your storage hormone. When it's high, your body locks fat away and refuses to release it. Cortisol, your stress hormone, adds fuel to the fire by signaling your body to hang on to that fat for protection. Combine the two, fluctuating insulin and elevated cortisol, and suddenly your healthy meals and workouts can't undo what your hormones are commanding. The problem isn't your effort, it's timing. Menopausal belly fat appears when these hormones fall out of rhythm, not when calories go up. And the solution isn't to starve yourself or over-exercise. It's to learn how to starve your fat cells instead of starving you. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to do that, how to bring insulin and cortisol back into balance, unlock stubborn fat, and finally see your waistline respond again. During your younger years, your body had a natural hormonal rhythm that worked in your favor. Estrogen helped direct where fat was stored, mostly in the hips and thighs, giving that classic feminine shape. But as menopause begins and estrogen starts to decline, that rhythm shifts. The fat that once settled lower on your body now migrates north, settling around your belly. This isn't random or your fault. It's your body's hormonal survival response. When estrogen drops, your body turns to other hormones to find balance, and that's where the trouble begins. Enter cortisol, your stress hormone. Cortisol's job is to protect you during times of threat, but in modern life, that threat isn't a tiger. It's stress, lack of sleep, skipping meals, and constant worry. During menopause, cortisol naturally rises because the body perceives hormonal change as a stress event. Higher cortisol levels tell your body, hold on to energy, store it as fat, especially near the organs. And that's why the belly becomes the new storage zone. Cortisol doesn't just make you feel tense, it's literally shaping your midsection. Now, add insulin to this mix. Insulin is the hormone that controls blood sugar. It stores excess glucose as fat and keeps your energy stable between meals. But here's the problem: when cortisol is high, insulin is constantly triggered. Cortisol raises blood sugar so your body can fight or flee, and insulin follows to clear it away. The result? You're stuck in a hormonal tug of war. Cortisol pushing sugar out, insulin pushing it into storage. Your body never gets the signal to burn fat, only to store it. Think of your hormones like a traffic light system. When everything is in rhythm, you get a green light for fat burning, insulin drops, cortisol is calm, and your metabolism moves smoothly. But during menopause, the lights start flashing yellow and red at the same time. Cortisol says, store for safety. Insulin says, store for energy. And your metabolism gets completely confused. You're doing your best, eating clean and exercising, but the signals your body is sending are mixed. Fat storage signals are stronger than fat burning ones. And here's the kicker: this hormonal trap can be triggered by well-intentioned habits. Skipping breakfast, late night snacking, or exercising too hard when your body is already stressed all increase cortisol. Eating frequent small meals to keep energy up keeps insulin high all day. It's like adding kindling to a fire that never burns down. Your body never gets the quiet time it needs to release fat. When insulin stays high, your body can't access stored fat for fuel. You might feel tired, crave carbs, or find yourself constantly hungry. Not because you need more food, but because your cells are locked out of your own energy reserves. It's as if your fat cells are holding all the energy hostage, refusing to share. Meanwhile, cortisol whispers to your brain, you're under stress. Better keep eating, better store more. And the cycle repeats day after day. So instead of fat burning, you're living in a constant fat storing state. You can't out-exercise it, and you can't out-diet it. Because when cortisol and insulin are both elevated, your body is literally programmed to protect fat, not release it. It's like trying to drive with one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake. You're burning energy, but going nowhere. The key is understanding that menopausal belly fat isn't a calorie problem. It's a hormone communication problem. Your body isn't broken, it's just getting mixed messages. And to fix that, the first step isn't eating less. It's calming cortisol and balancing insulin. Once those two hormones stop competing, Your metabolism can finally hear the right signal again to unlock stored fat and use it for fuel. In the next part, we'll talk about how to actually do that, how to quiet cortisols, store fat, command and bring insulin back into balance through small, smart shifts in timing, eating, and recovery that help your body trust itself again. Imagine if you could make your body burn fat naturally, not by starving yourself, but by starving your eyes' fat cells. That's the real secret behind lasting belly fat loss during menopause. The goal isn't to deprive your body of food, it's to give your hormones the time and space to switch from S storage mode to S fat burning mode. When insulin levels stay high, fat cells stay locked. When insulin drops low enough, even for a few hours, those same cells begin to release stored energy, and that's when real fat loss begins. Think of insulin as a gatekeeper. Every time you eat, insulin rises to help your body manage the incoming energy. If you eat again before insulin has had a chance to fall, the gate stays closed and fat stays trapped. Most women spend their entire day in this storage state without realizing it. Breakfast, snacks, lunch, coffee with milk, dinner, then maybe something sweet before bed. Each small eating event pushes insulin up again. The result? Fat cells never get hungry enough to release their stored fuel. The fat cell starvation strategy flips this pattern. Instead of focusing on eating less, you focus on as when you eat. You create small windows where insulin is allowed to drop. When insulin falls, your body switches from burning sugar to burning fat. During this time, your fat cells are starved. Not because you're starving yourself, but because you've finally stopped feeding insulin all day long. When insulin drops low enough, other powerful hormones step forward. One of them is DEF growth hormone, which increases when you're fasting or sleeping. Growth hormone protects your lean muscle and signals your body to use fat for energy. It's like flipping a metabolic switch from storing to releasing, from holding on to letting go. When you align your meals with this natural rhythm, your body starts doing the work for you. This is where Ayer's meal timing becomes more powerful than calorie counting. For example, finishing your dinner earlier and not eating again until the next morning gives insulin a long, quiet window to fall. Even a 12-hour overnight fast can trigger this shift. Over time, that quiet window teaches your body to trust fat as fuel again. You're not eating less, you're eating smarter. Contrast that with constant grazing. Every handful of nuts, every sip of a creamy coffee, every late night bite keeps insulin humming in the background. It's like never letting your body exhale. The fat burning switch can't flip on because insulin never goes silent. It's not the food itself that's the problem. It's the is timing. Even healthy foods eaten too frequently can keep you in fat storage mode. The beautiful thing about the fat cell starvation strategy is that it doesn't require strict dieting or counting. It's about rhythm and awareness. You start spacing your meals to create short breaks where insulin drops naturally. Maybe you delay breakfast slightly or move dinner earlier. Maybe you swap late night snacks for herbal tea. Small changes, but they create huge hormonal shifts. As your body adjusts, something amazing happens. Your hunger changes. When insulin falls, your body becomes better at burning stored fat for energy. You'll notice you can go longer between meals without the crash, the cravings fade, and your energy stays steady. That's your metabolism waking back up. You're not fighting your body anymore, you're working with it. And this is exactly how menopausal women begin to lose belly fat that once seemed stuck. When insulin levels stay low for part of the day, fat cells finally open up. They release stored energy, cortisol calms, and your waistline starts responding again. This is not starvation, it's synchronization. The women who get the best results aren't eating less food, they're eating in better alignment with their hormones. They've learned to respect the natural ebb and flow of insulin, to eat, then let insulin fall, then eat again. That rhythm, not restriction, is what shrinks stubborn belly fat. To shrink menopausal belly fat, you don't eat less, you eat in rhythm. Your body runs on rhythm, a built-in clock that controls everything from your energy levels to your fat burning potential. During menopause, that internal rhythm can fall out of sync as hormones fluctuate. But here's the good news, you can reset it. The way you time your meals can either work with your hormonal rhythm or against it. When your meals match your natural metabolic rhythm, you bring insulin and cortisol back into balance and open the door for fat burning to happen automatically. Let's start with the morning. This is when cortisol, your wake up hormone, peaks. Cortisol helps you feel alert and ready to move, but it also raises blood sugar slightly to give you energy. The problem is, if you skip breakfast or grab something sugary, cortisol and insulin spike together. That combination locks you into fat storage mode early in the day. The fix is simple. Eat protein and fiber first. A breakfast with protein calms cortisol and keeps insulin stable. Think of it as setting the tone for the day. Steady, not speaky. When you stabilize those hormones early, You avoid the roller coaster of cravings and energy crashes that lead to overeating later. By midday, your metabolism is naturally at its strongest. This is the ideal time for your largest, most balanced meal. Your digestive system is more active, your muscles are more insulin sensitive, and your body is primed to use food for energy, not store it. A combination of lean protein, colorful vegetables, and healthy fats keeps your blood sugar steady and your energy sustained. Eating too little at this point can backfire. Your body may interpret it as stress, raising cortisol again. Midday meals are about nourishment, not restriction. Then comes the evening, the time when most women unintentionally disrupt their fat-burning rhythm. As the day winds down, your metabolism does too. Insulin sensitivity decreases, meaning your body is more likely to store calories from late-night eating as fat. Meanwhile, growth hormone, your natural fat-burning and repair hormone, starts to rise in the evening and peaks during sleep. But here's the catch: if insulin is high when you go to bed, growth hormone can't do its job. They're on opposite schedules. When one is up, the other goes down. This is why the timing of your last meal matters more than you might think. Finishing dinner at least 2 to 3 hours before bed allows insulin to drop so growth hormone can rise. That quiet window before sleep is when your body does its best repair work, rebuilding lean muscle, burning fat, balancing hormones. Late night eating shuts that process down. Even a small snack can keep insulin high and block the restorative benefits of growth hormone. When you sync your meals with your circadian rhythm, your body becomes more efficient at using energy during the day and burning fat at night. Think of your metabolism as a dance partner. When you move in rhythm, everything flows. When you fight the rhythm, you step on each other's toes. Morning is for fueling, midday is for sustaining, and evening is for resting and repairing. It's not just what you eat. It's when you eat that determines how your hormones respond. Simple rules make it easy to follow this natural rhythm. Eat your first meal within a few hours of waking. Include protein to steady cortisol. Space meals so insulin has time to rise and fall between them. Finish eating at least 2-3 hours before bed. Avoid grazing and give your metabolism time to breathe. These small timing shifts create a powerful hormonal reset. When you follow this metabolic rhythm, your body begins to trust itself again. Cortisol calms, insulin lowers naturally, and growth hormone does its nightly work. You'll notice deeper sleep, steadier energy, fewer cravings, and a shrinking waistline, all without counting calories. Timing reprograms your hormones faster than any diet ever could. When your meals flow with your body's rhythm instead of against it, fat burning stops being a struggle and starts being your body's natural state. Food is information. Every bite you take sends a message to your hormones, a message that either tells your body to burn fat or to store it. During menopause, that message matters more than ever because your hormones are more sensitive, more reactive, and more easily thrown off balance. The right food combinations calm insulin and cortisol so your body feels safe enough to release stored fat. The wrong combinations, even if the calories are low, can send a stress signal that keeps belly fat firmly in place. Here's the simplest formula for a fat-burning, hormone calming meal: as proteins, healthy fats plus fiber. This trio stabilizes blood sugar, slows digestion, and prevents insulin from spiking. Protein is the anchor. It supports lean muscle, keeps you full, and blunts the insulin rise from any carbs you eat. Healthy fats like avocado, olive oil, and nuts keep cortisol in check and signal your body that it's not in famine mode. Fiber from vegetables, chia seeds, or berries slows glucose absorption, giving you sustained energy instead of a crash. Together, these three create the hormonal balance that turns your body into a fat-burning system. Now contrast that with the typical modern breakfast: a piece of toast, a glass of orange juice, maybe a little jam. It looks harmless, but it's pure sugar to your body. That meal spikes insulin instantly, then drops it just as fast, leaving you hungry, shaky, and craving more sugar within hours. Add stress on top of that, and cortisol rises, amplifying the fat-storing signal. The combination of refined carbs plus stress is the perfect storm for belly fat because it keeps both insulin and cortisol elevated, two hormones that should never stay high together. A better option: eggs with avocado and spinach. The protein from eggs supports your metabolism, the healthy fat from avocado keeps cortisol steady, and the fiber from greens slows digestion. You feel full longer, your blood sugar stays even, and your body stays in burn mode. That's what a smart meal does. It balances the hormonal response so your body can access fat for fuel instead of constantly demanding more food. At lunch, the same principle applies. Choose a balance of lean protein, colorful vegetables, and healthy fats. A grilled salmon salad with olive oil dressing is a perfect example. The salmon provides omega-3 fats that calm inflammation and improve insulin sensitivity. The greens offer fiber and magnesium, a key mineral that relaxes your nervous system and lowers cortisol naturally. The olive oil adds healthy fat that helps you absorb fat, soluble vitamins, and keeps your hormones steady through the afternoon. Dinner should be your lightest and calmest meal. You want something easy to digest that doesn't raise insulin late at night. Think grilled chicken with roasted vegetables or a vegetable stir fry with tofu and sesame oil. Avoid heavy starches like white rice, pasta, or bread at this time. Your metabolism is slowing down, and excess carbs at night tend to be stored rather than burned. If you're craving something comforting, opt for sweet potatoes or quinoa earlier in the day, when your body is better at using them for energy. Certain nutrients are especially powerful for hormonal balance during menopause. Magnesium helps reduce stress and supports better sleep, which in turn lowers cortisol. You can get it from leafy greens, pumpkin seeds, and dark chocolate. Omega-3 fatty acids found in salmon, walnuts, and flax seeds help reduce inflammation and improve your body's response to insulin. And complete proteins from eggs, chicken, fish, or Greek yogurt give your body the amino acids it needs to build lean muscle, which boosts metabolism and keeps blood sugar stable. These aren't trendy superfoods, they're hormonal regulators that help your body feel balanced and efficient again. The magic happens when you start pairing foods that send the right hormonal signals. Protein balances insulin. Healthy fats calm cortisol. Fiber keeps digestion slow and steady. When you put them together, your body receives one clear message: you are nourished, safe, and allowed to burn fat. The more consistent you are with this approach, the more your body responds. You'll notice your cravings fade, your energy smooths out, and that stubborn belly fat begins to soften. It's not because you're eating less. It's because your meals are finally speaking your body's language again. Every balanced plate becomes a hormonal message: burn, don't store. Fasting has become one of the most powerful tools for fat loss, but during menopause, it can be a double-edged sword. Done correctly, fasting lowers insulin, balances blood sugar, and unlocks stored fat. Done the wrong way, it spikes cortisol, slows metabolism, and makes your body cling to fat even tighter. The goal isn't to fast harder, it's to fast smarter. Menopausal metabolism needs gentleness, not punishment. The key is finding that sweet spot where insulin drops low enough for fat burning to begin, but cortisol stays calm enough to keep your body feeling safe. Here's what most women get wrong. They hear about long fasting windows, 16 hours, 18 hours, even 24 hours, and assume that more is better. At first, they might feel lighter or energized, but soon their sleep suffers, cravings return, and belly fat doesn't budge. That's because the body starts interpreting these long fasts as stress. Remember, cortisol is your stress hormone, and during menopause, your body is already more sensitive to it. Extended fasting, especially when paired with busy days, hard workouts, or too little sleep, can send cortisol soaring. High cortisol raises blood sugar, and insulin follows. Suddenly, instead of burning fat, your body is protecting it again. The right way to fast during menopause is strategic, not extreme. Think of it as creating gentle spaces where insulin can fall naturally, rather than forcing your body into deprivation. A 12-14-hour overnight fast is the ideal starting point for most women. You finish dinner early, say by 7 p.m., and have your first meal around 7 to 9 a.m. the next morning. This gives your body time to rest, repair, and use stored fat for fuel overnight without triggering a stress response. It's long enough for insulin to drop, but short enough to keep cortisol steady. What happens during this window is powerful. As insulin falls, your body begins to access stored energy. Growth hormone rises, helping preserve lean muscle while encouraging fat breakdown. Meanwhile, digestion gets a break, inflammation lowers, and your cells become more responsive to insulin again. Over time, these quiet overnight fasts retrain your metabolism to switch more easily between using food for fuel and using stored fat. You're restoring flexibility, the ability to burn what you eat when you eat it, and burn stored energy when you don't. Now here's where many women get tripped up. The morning meal. Breaking your fast with the wrong food can undo all that hormonal progress. Starting your day with sugar, cereal, or refined carbs spikes insulin immediately and cancels out the fat-burning benefit of your fast. The fix is simple as break your fast with protein. A protein-rich breakfast, think eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie, steadies your blood sugar and keeps cortisol from spiking. When you combine gentle fasting with a strong, protein-forward start, your hormones stay balanced all day. This approach also helps you avoid the fatigue and irritability that come from overly long fasts. If you notice you're tired, cold, or craving sugar, your fast may be too long for your current hormonal state. Menopause isn't about pushing your body harder, it's about working with its new rhythm. Short, consistent fasting windows are far more effective than long, sporadic ones. You're teaching your body consistency. Eat, rest, recover, repeat. Over time, strategic fasting trains your metabolism to rely less on constant eating and more on stored fuel. You'll find you can go longer between meals without hunger or crashes. Your energy stays stable, your cravings fade, and your belly fat begins to melt. Not because you're eating less, but because your hormones are finally working together again. Cortisol stays calm, insulin stays low, and growth hormone gets to do its nightly repair work uninterrupted. Fasting isn't starvation. It's a form of hormonal communication. When you fast strategically, you're telling your body you are safe. You have plenty of energy. You can release what you've been holding. That message changes everything. It lowers stress, unlocks fat stores, and restores trust between your mind and metabolism. The magic of fasting during menopause isn't in the length of time you go without food, it's in the calm hormonal environment it creates. When cortisol and insulin are balanced, your body stops fighting and starts cooperating. Fat loss stops being forced and starts being natural. Strategic fasting creates that balance, a peaceful internal rhythm where your body finally feels ready to let go. You've now seen what's really behind stubborn belly fat during menopause. It was never about calories, willpower, or doing more cardio. The real issue has always been hormonal imbalance. The quiet shifts in insulin, cortisol, and estrogen that change how your body stores and burns fat. When those hormones fall out of rhythm, your metabolism slows, your energy drops, and your waistline thickens, even when you're doing everything right. But when you bring them back into balance, your body remembers how to burn fat again, effortlessly and naturally. It starts with understanding the gus trap you've been caught in. High cortisol from stress, low estrogen from menopause, and constant eating that keeps insulin elevated. That combination signals your body to store energy around your middle, where it feels safest. No diet can fix that because it's not a food problem. It's a vest rhythm problem. The way you eat, the way you time your meals, and the way you rest all communicate directly with your hormones. Once you restore that communication, everything else falls into place. The path forward is refreshingly simple. A VESI 3-step daily rhythm that resets your hormones, restores energy, and reactivates fat burning. As step 1C. Morning protein anchor. Your morning meal sets the tone for the entire day. Starting with protein helps stabilize both cortisol and insulin right from the beginning. A breakfast with 20 to 30 grams of protein, like eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie, tells your body it's safe, fed, and balanced. Protein signals burn mode, not store mode. It reduces cravings, improves focus, and prevents the blood sugar roller coaster that triggers belly fat storage. This is your anchor, your metabolic foundation for the day. Step 20, balanced midday meal. Midday is your body's peak metabolic window. This is when you can handle the most food without it being stored as fat. A balanced lunch of lean protein, colorful vegetables, healthy fats, and a small portion of smart carbs keeps insulin stable and energy high. Think grilled salmon with greens and olive oil, or chicken with roasted vegetables and avocado. This meal nourishes your metabolism instead of stressing it. It keeps cortisol steady and prevents that mid-afternoon crash that leads to emotional eating or caffeine overload. Step 3D. Early, light dinner and overnight fast evenings are for repair and restoration, not heavy digestion. Eating too late or too much at night keeps insulin high and blocks your body's natural fat, burning hormone, growth hormone, from doing its job while you sleep. Aim to finish dinner by 3 hours before bed. Choose light, easy to digest foods like grilled fish, steamed veggies, or a simple soup. Then, let your body rest overnight for 12-14 hours before your next meal. This gentle fasting window allows insulin to fall and fat burning to rise. You're not starving yourself. You're giving your body time to heal, recover, and burn fat while you rest. This rhythm, protein in the morning, balance at midday, light and early at night, is what brings your hormones back into harmony. Cortisol calms down. Insulin levels drop naturally. Growth hormone rises overnight to repair and rejuvenate. Your metabolism becomes flexible again, switching between using food for fuel during the day and stored fat for energy at night. And the best part is that this approach doesn't feel restrictive. There's no counting, no deprivation, no punishment. You're not dieting. Your bowels are realigning. You're teaching your body how to trust itself again. When your hormones are balanced, hunger feels normal, energy feels steady, and fat loss happens without force. Your body isn't broken, it just needed to find its rhythm again. This is what True's hormone harmony feels like. Steady energy in the morning, calm focus through the afternoon, restful sleep at night, and a metabolism that responds again. Once your hormones fall back in sync, your body starts burning fat again naturally. Because your metabolism was never broken, just out of rhythm.